Hello. I thought I'd do another video, this time on saying no. Um, Boundaries are something that I have always struggled with growing up and well into my adult years. I've been very much a people pleaser, and I think that stems from not being able to say no as a child. Whenever I did speak up or say no, I was often glared at as though, how dare you question me? How dare you say no to me? Like the parent role was that all-knowing, infallible, unable to be questioned authority. And so, therefore, speaking my truth or just having a differing opinion or conflicting opinion, or saying no, I don't want to do that, was especially the no, I don't want to do that, was often not allowed. I wasn't allowed to say no. And my daughter reminded me of that recently. So obviously I've, in the earlier years, before I realised how the trauma cycles were repeating with me, I was not parenting the way that I'm proud of. And so my girls are going to have those early years of growing up and having similar traumas. I'm hoping I'm able to undo some of that now that they're older and I'm more conscious in my actions and non-reactive. But I'll give you an example of what happened the other day with my eldest daughter. And getting them to have a shower is really difficult. They hate showering. Baths are fine, but where we live at the moment, we don't have a bath. And so I'm often having to persuade them somehow. And so I was saying to her, it's like, I really need you to have a shower. And she's 7, just had the defiant no, like, no, you can't make me, no. And I could feel that old, and I say old because it's not something I experience a lot of now, but it was my go-to reaction. But that anger, that was the rage that was coming up inside of me, like that, how dare you say no, that reacting to the defiance, like really pushing my authority, like questioning my authority, and that made me really angry. And I was saying to her, it's like, I'm feeling really angry now. And then she just turned around to me and she's like, but Mummy, you're the one that told me it's okay to say no. And I was like, oh, I really had to eat my words. I was like, yes, darling, I did say that. And it totally diffused me. And it sort of brought me back to remembering, like, oh, I'm being reactive right now. I've gone back to my old patterns. But it really, really helped me to calm down. I was like, yes, I did say that. And I had to reiterate that I said, I can't force you to have a shower. I'm not going to make you have a shower. But then I went through all the consequences of not doing that. I was like, you're going to get really smelly. People might not want to be around somebody that smells. Like, people at school might tell you that. Are you, like, if you're okay with doing that, then by all means not have a shower. So it's really important that we keep ourselves hygienic. Then bacteria doesn't build up. And I went through all the consequences and the reasons why we need to stay hygienic, and the consequences, the natural consequences of not having a shower. And then, because I had diffused myself and stopped reacting in anger, she actually then listened to me and she's like, okay, Mummy, I'll go and have a shower. And I have now got this, it's like it sounds terrible, this plastic round dog, it's supposed to be like a dog washing plastic bowl thing, but it's quite large, and that fits in the bottom of the shower. So I've managed to find a compromise now. Where they're okay, because it's for them that's like a bath. I fill up the bucket at the bottom of the shower, this bowl thing. But it just got me thinking about going back to how I used to react, and the feelings that would come up, and it would always be when they were demonstrating to me that I had no control over them, I had no power over them. They were exerting their free will, and that was really confronting for me. And the feelings that would come up, it would be like I would have everything in my arsenal to try and persuade them or get them to do what I wanted, and they would repeatedly demonstrate that no, that's not going to work, that's not going to work. And it was like I could feel this heat rising up in my body. My cheeks would get flushed, my mind would be totally scrambled, and it would literally feel like I was being backed into a corner, and I'm constantly looking at every direction, trying to grasp onto something that I can use, and I was continually being backed into this corner, and it was that backing into the corner feeling that I would finally explode. And I recognized that the repeated cycle, this trauma pattern was happening. I was becoming the aggressor. I was the aggressor. And I recognized in my childhood, and growing up, I've always been quite forceful and aggressive when confronted with a triggering situation. And as a child, I recognized that in my survival mode, I had to out-aggress the aggressor. And that was the thing that I took on. I was repeating the same pattern. And it wasn't until, and I would literally have felt like I was not in control of myself. I'd have this massive reaction. And then afterwards I'd be like, oh my God, what did I just do? And then the guilt and the shame would come up in not have being able to handle that. It wasn't till I started having compassion for myself, and I'll probably keep banging on about compassion for oneself, that I was like, wow, like I'm really not in control of myself. But rather judging that and seeing it, rejecting that part of me, I had to just embrace it and go like, wow, that's going back to my childhood and feeling like that, or the fear that would come up, and just going, wow, like I really didn't feel safe, and then being conscious of the repeated pattern. But there's some things that I've done as a parent that I'm really not proud of, some very hurtful things that I've said that I can't take back, but the way that I'm able to let go of those things is by understanding that we each, I honestly believe that our soul has chosen the lives before we are born, and that this is our healing journey, this is our soul's journey, and we're meant to experience everything that we're experiencing. We have to first experience who we are not, to realize who we really are, and make the choices. Like, I don't want to be that anymore. I don't want to be that. We have to experience we have to make mistakes. We have to be messy. But it was like this, saying no. And I thought it was a fantastic reminder that my daughter was like, Mummy, you're not letting me say no. And so I thought that was, brilliant, because it totally disarmed me. It totally made me go, oh my God, like I'm unconsciously stepping back into that. And it's okay to, awareness is the first step. And then the change has to happen, but don't expect it to happen straight away. It's a gradual process. We have to rewire our brain. Joe Dispenza is another one who I love. His book, Becoming Supernatural, I've still not finished it yet, but the first bit talks about rewiring the brain, and the same goes for the mantras. And I thought it was such a brilliant message. Like, you say something over and over, eventually you'll believe it, and it's with that belief that comes the being, that comes the manifestation, the isness of that. And the mind is so powerful. We can, if we believe something, the willpower there to make something happen is incredible. And so, yeah, just to be gentle with ourselves and allow that rewiring to take place and understand that it does take time. But yeah, I think that's something a lot of people might resonate with, I suppose. I know it's certainly something for me, like the setting the boundaries, practicing setting the boundaries and practicing saying no, even though that fear of confrontation, that fear of conflict might come up. And again, it's the repeated, like, I'm safe, no one's going to yell at me. And if they do, then that's okay. That's their reaction, not mine. And just having that firm but kind, gentle but solid belief in yourself, I suppose, and understanding what your values are, what my values are, deciding what person I want to be, and always coming back to that, and be okay when you don't always get it right, because I don't always get it right. But yeah, saying no. Great to practice, and thank you to my daughter who has reminded me that it's okay to do that.